Welcome to Transforming the Toddler Years, a Core 4 parenting podcast for conscious, cycle-breaking parents ready to turn toddler tantrums into teachable moments. Hi, I'm Cara Tyrrell, a lifetime lover of littles, mom to 2 grown and flown girls, and an early childhood educator. Through the show, I teach you my collaborative parenting methodology for nurturing your little human's mind, body, and spirit. Because how you connect and collaborate in the first 5 years is how you raise happy, healthy kids who grow into the best version of themselves and find true success in school and life. Welcome back to the show. Today we're talking about how to raise kids with good manners. And I'm actually going to come at this from a different perspective than I have in the past. So, story time with Cara, here we go. Recently, I was hanging out with a little one. She's 4, and she's not somebody who often feels super comfortable using language or like literally talking to other people. And I've shared with all of you in a very special episode how she and I made the connection, how I waited and held space for her and allowed her to come to me when she was ready and show me that I was a safe enough person by the fact that she was ready to talk to me. Super powerful moment, very powerful episode. If you haven't listened, grab the link in the show notes and go have a listen. So all of this to say that she and I now have a relationship where we've elevated to the point of trust and respect, and she will use her voice and speak to me. And I took her out and we had a really fun afternoon and did things that she'd never done before. Like first bouncy house ever, like really cool stuff that she'd never experienced before. And when I got her home and dropped her back off, there was another member of her family, a sibling, who was trying so hard to be respectful and polite and said to her, say thank you. Say thank you. Cara did a really nice thing and she did this for you and she did that for you. So you need to say thank you. And it became kind of this repetitive request. And then it would subside and then he'd come back and do it again and again. And I want to explore this with you today because I know in my heart that she was grateful for the outing and the excursion. I know she was. But I also know that using words can be hard for her. And more than that, when I'm going to say encourage, because that's a great word, but when we force kids to say something that they're not truly ready to say, or they don't have the space to hold the feeling for in that moment, we're actually encouraging them to say things they don't mean. And we really don't want that. There are so very many ways to show gratitude. So many. Words are just one way. And like I said, unless they have the true emotion behind them that is pulling them out of you, then they don't actually hold the connected meaning that you're looking for. In the end, I went back to that house the next day for another reason and was surprised and happy to find that she had made me a picture, colored me a picture, stapled on some cool things, and gave it to me. That was her thank you. It was through a physical action and a handing over of a gift. And I trusted she'd get there in the end. And even if she didn't, I was okay with that too. And I know this is so counterintuitive to the way that we were raised. We do something, it affects somebody else, And our parents were right there next to us saying, say you're sorry. Well, we didn't really feel sorry. Or we weren't entirely sure what we were supposed to be sorry for. It's that skip over the processing part that we can't do it anymore. The world has changed so significantly. Higher levels of emotions, higher levels of anxiety, higher levels of fear, higher levels of interpersonal confusion of who is the right person to approach and who is the wrong person. And this is for kids who are being raised in loving, safe, beautiful homes, because the world has just elevated to that level. So the processing of our feelings is where we need to focus. I looked at this little girl and I said to her, I had a really fun time today. I am so glad you were able to come. I'm really grateful and really thankful for our time together. I'm pretty sure you are too. And if you decide to tell me that, great. And if you don't, it's okay too. Your kids need permission. You're not raising a disrespectful child. Not in these toddler years. And I think that's where we get all hung up. As soon as they can walk, as soon as they can talk, we start to think that they should be able to process and think the way we do, because they kind of look and sound a little like us. But that is not the case. You've had decades to put all this together. Decades to grow into those versions of you. Decades to understand that sometimes when you show gratitude, it comes back at you. They're in the learning journey. They're in the processing phase. They're in the try it, see what happens. And developmentally at 3 and then 4 years old, they're also in the, well, if you're going to tell me what to do, I don't want to do it phase. Dig in my heels and maybe I just won't. What are you going to do about that now? The more emotional permission you can give, the more connective words and outreaches those bridges that you can build, the more you're going to have a child who does grow into the ability, the desire, the want to just come up and hug you out of nowhere and say thank you, or I love you, or I'm sorry. And it likely will not be right after the thing happened, because it takes so much longer for them to assimilate all of it. I imagine as an adult, you even feel that way a lot of the time. That self-talk, right? I know I should. I'm ready to. Wow. Just the doing of it. There can seem like there's a wall there. So give your kids a little extra time. Give them a little extra space and acknowledgement and love. And let them know that when they're ready, you'll be there. I learned so much from all of you. I learned so much from the families that I get to serve as their parenting coach and educator. And I'm just so blessed that I get to bring all of it back to you as a learning opportunity in your homes and in your life. My ask today is that you just scroll all the way down after listening. Rate and review the show and share it with somebody in your parenting tribe, whether it's someone inside your house, a friend you've made at drop-off or pickup, or maybe it's even the teacher, because you've noticed that making some of these shifts that you're learning on this show has really worked, really helped inside your home for your specific kid. And so you want to give that gift to your child in their educational setting too. Until our next episode, stay mindful and proactive as we transform the toddler years.